Hello guys, back with me. Last year I made a video about Rive animations, but it is only shown in a speed code. In this video, I will try to recreate it with some explanations. In here, I have already set up the page. It is a simple login page. I already set up the library, the Rive library in here, and I have already put the assets, the Rive assets, the animations inside our assets and animations folder in here. And for the homepage, I show the interactive login UI, user interface. In interactive login user interface, I have a dummy valid email and password. I have focus node and controller for email and password. And then I show the text and the Rive animations inside this scrollable column, inside this one. And below the Rive animations, I have a white container that contains the text field. This one for the email. We place the focus node and controller, and this one is for the password. We also put a focus node and controller for the password, and for the password it has a suffix icon for showing and hiding the password. And then the last one, we have a button. We have our elevated button, and when we click on it, we unfocus the email, we get the email and the password, show loading and delay it for 2 seconds, and remove the loading and check if the email is equals with the dummy email, and same goes for the password. So this is the setup. We already have our animation played, our default animation played, but we haven't have the animations, the custom animations that react to what we focus on, whether it is email or password. So yeah, let's fix that. First, this is the library I use, Rive, with these versions, and the animation I use is from these authors. He has manipulate, or she has remixed this original animation by J Tycoon with adding some functions like this is show field show, is private field show. If it is on, then it is like kind of picking on the password. So yeah, I use these animations. So if you want to get the animation, you can just go to this link. I will put the link in the video descriptions. And yeah, let's code this. First, what we gonna need is these several parameters. The first one is the state machine controller, and we need this state machine input, or SMI. We will have 1 2 3 4 5 6 state machine input, because in here we also got 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. So each of the input we will gonna have the variable for it, and then we're gonna have this code. On initial, we're gonna add a listener to a password and email focus node, and on this post we also remove the listener. For the listener, when the email is focused, we will change the animations look on email, change based on the value if the email has focus or not, and same as also for the password. If we look on email, then this focus value will be true. The eyes will look to the email field, something like that. And this won't work because we haven't already initialized our controller. So yeah, let's now initialize this controller. To initialize that, we just need to initialize in here on init artboard. To initialize the controller, you can use this code. You can get the controller from the artboard using the state machine controller from the artboard. We put the artboard and the state machine name. State machine name, you can get it from here, from the editor. You can get the state machine name from here, which is the login machine, like that one. And after we get the controller, we reinitialize or we also add the controller we have to the artboard. And after we add the controller to the artboard, we get each of the input. This value need to be the same as this one: is focus, numlock, is private field show, success trigger, and fail trigger. So we already have the reference to the state machine input. If we refresh this, these two email focus and email focus and password focus already works. Let me show you. So if we focus on the email, we change the variable to has focus, and if we not focusing it, for example, if we done, then the animation won't focus on the email. Same goes for the password. If we focus on the password, the animation will change, and if it is we done with the password, the animation also will change to the to idle. And if we type in here, this I should follow the text like this one. For example, I have 10. For example, first I have 10, then I have 100. Look, the eyes are moving. So we can use this numlook variable like this one. When we change the value on the email, we can just change the value of follow email by the length times 1.5. You can adjust this based on the width of your screen. For example, like this one, I put it times 1.5. It will follow nicely. The eye will follow the text nicely, like that one. If I just get it in here, or maybe 44, it will look like that. The eyes is kind of like not looking right into the text. So I think 1.5 is the correct value for this. And then on the password, we have this is private field show. To do that, we will add that animations in here. If we show the password, this animation will kind of pick on the password. So if in here, when we click on the hide or unhide button, we also gonna change the pick on password value based on the value of hide password or not, like that. If we show the password, the animations will kind of pick on the password, and if we obscure or hide the password, it will close both eye. So yeah, that's we already cover for the animation 1 2 3 4. Now let's trigger the success and fail animations. In here on the on click login, we already have this print if it is success or it is a fail. Instead of printing the state, we will gonna change it with this one. If it is success, then we will gonna trigger success with the value of true, and if it is fail, we're gonna change it the trigger. We were gonna trigger the state machine's input for trigger fail change to true. If we refresh that and we change this to wrong email first, if I'm not wrong, it is 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. If we log in, it will show the fail animations, and if we have the correct email and password, it will show the success or the success animations. So yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you get the controller. This is how you get the controller and the state machine input for the Rive animations. You just need to have access to this file, so you can see the key for each state machine and state machine input. But if you don't have the access to this Rive, to this editor, you can have it on the artboard itself. For example, if I print the artboard animations, you can have your state machine in here. So this value needs to be the same as this one. And if you want to see the input, you can also print it like this one. Print animation dot input, animation dot in here. If we get the input, find SMI, it is on inputs. So yeah, you can have it on here, inputs. No, it is on the, oh, because it is just an animation. What we need is this state machine, because the runtime is state machine dot input. Now inputs, we're gonna print that. If we refresh that, if animations is state machine, we're gonna print it. So we have these inputs, and if we print the inputs, map input print, not map, but for each input, input dot name. If we refresh that, we also gonna have this input is focus, numlock, private field, yeah, all the inputs we have. So if you just have this file .rife file and you don't have the access to this editor, you cannot see, or yeah, you don't have access to this informations. You can just print it in the code like this. So you will have all the information you need, like the state machine name and the input name. So yeah, I think that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.